All right, well, we're waiting on our camera feed to come back. The only thing you've missed is a 5-3 put out to start the bottom of the first. Mustangs challenged Barnes, and there's your camera feedback for you. But the Liberty signee with a nice play. So there's one out here in the the bottom of the first.
That leadoff hitter was Ben's Porter. And up now, Brantley Coates, the catcher. Counts. I apologize.
This one's hit. And Barnes, ESPN worthy there. He cuts Miller off, and it's the third baseman ball all the way. And Ethan Barnes showing off some athleticism there with that play. So there are now 2 outs in the inning. And the starting pitcher today, Connor Edge, just happened so fast. Along with the technical difficulties, hadn't even gotten the chance to give you the defense. But it's the same in the outfield. Coley, Burford, Price, Barnes, Miller, Prosick, and Weldon, third to first on the infield. Pratt handling the catching duties. And Connor Edge, as we mentioned, on the mound, delivers a strike there. And this one's hit well to third. Barnes with a chance to make all 3 putouts, but that's going to be an infield single there.
Connor not missing a beat, filling up the strike zone. Sharp breaking ball today, he looks like.
Yeah, Coach Whiteside got on me a little bit last week when I gave Connor's stat line, and I said he wasn't as sharp as he had been. And I told him the next day, I said, I think Connor would even admit to that. Little did we know, Connor was a little under the weather, and so that had a little bit to do with it, but he still battled through, and they're going to call that an error on Barnes. That's a tough error, and that's your home scorer, too. I bet that gets changed. Swing and a miss there, 0-1.
It's the Mustang third baseman, Elliott Flowers, looking to keep this inning going, try to get on the board here.
And I just popped up a scoreboard with 2 pillow logos. Give me just a second. Something happened and we lost power last half inning. So we're having to correct a few things for you. I think someone in the dugout accidentally bumped our extension cord. Runner going here, throw down not in time, and it's a stolen base for the Mustangs with 2 away. So runner in scoring position for Pilla here in the bottom of the first. Strike 3 called, and that'll do it for Pilla in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits. There was 1 chief error and 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete, Magnolia Heights 1, Pillow nothing. Top of the second, Jack Price getting set to lead it off for Magnolia Heights. In today's lineup, that will be 7, 8, 9. So Price, Weldon, Burford. Price squares to bunt. It's a good one down the third base line, but just a touch foul. You know, at times this year, Shaker, when you and I have been on the call, we've raved about the bottom of our lineup being able to produce, to give the top of the lineup the opportunities. The last couple of weeks, they've struggled just a bit. They've put together good at bats. They just haven't had the hits to fall. Definitely something that'll have to change as you move into postseason play.
For sure.
Like,
go ahead.
I was just saying, it looks like that pitch hit him, and it did. Jack Price with a leadoff base runner.
And going back, you talk about hits have struggled in the bottom maybe, but Price trying to find a way he can run. So hey, get this bunt down, and it doesn't. So let's take one. He's not gonna get out of the way.
Yep,
that's perfect.
So Leland Weldon, sophomore first baseman, will swing it now. See if he follows suit with a potential bunt of his own, plus bat handler. Hit and run could be on as well. So we'll see. Velasquez sets. It's in the dirt. 1-0.
I haven't made a point to watch Coach throw or watch Counts throw. Need to correct my own writing, it looks like, right there. What if we can just steal second straight up and then maybe bunt him over if we're doing it at all?
Runner not going here, but the ball gets away, and Price will advance 90 feet. So now the question that Coach Turner was just asking was, if the runner gets to second, do we bunt? And a 2-0 count. We'll see what they elect to do here with Weldon. Probably going to be a pretty offensive day with the wind blowing out. I'm going to say Chris is going to let him swing here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would bet so. And Leland with some thump in his bat on a windy day.
Good swing there in the 2-0 count. So now we'll see if the bunt goes on with a strike. Weldon, 2 home runs on the year. Both of those came a week ago today at Starkville. And that doubleheader, the Chiefs went deep 10 times. And very few of them were cheap.
That's not a bad day.
So middle infield working Price just a bit. He's dancing out there, getting far enough out he might consider taking third, and there's an inside move there. Weldon wide stance here, has widened out even some with the strike, just buying into the philosophy of hitting something to the right side. Here comes the 2-1. Something soft, it's back to the pitcher, but he misses it, and it'll allow the runner to get to third. So a productive at bat for Weldon, as the pitcher just let that ball get under his glove, and Jack Price now stands at third for Braden Burford. Burford on the year has been at several different positions in the lineup. Just over double-digit RBIs for the senior center fielder.
A good chance to add one to that total right
Corner,
here.
yeah, they'll play the corners in. Middle will be back. It's a chopper to third. The play is going to come to home. Price will stay in the rundown. Burford will try to get to second, and he will. So if all else fails, you'll have another runner in scoring position. Now Burford will try to take third. They will call Price out finally at home in the rundown. Burford gets all the way to third on that. So quickly 2 outs here in the inning. That's kind of the reason you run the contact play with 1 out. Normally you don't get 2 bases out of it, but nonetheless, Braden Burford stands at third for Prosek, who has already homered in this baseball game.
Let's go!
That one misses outside, 1-0.
Now's a choice Pilla's going to have to think about of how much do we pitch around Cole, which probably want to, with 2 bases open actually, but still some pretty good ones coming behind him too you have to deal with, so pick your poison.
The count's 2-0. Comes in there with a breaking ball. Cole taking all the way with that spin. Called a strike. Here's the 2-1. Looked like a changeup there. Misses outside, 3-1.
I think you may see another one right here.
Would believe so. Came with the breaking ball. Cole rolls over it and will be retired 1-3 on the putout. So that'll do it for the Chiefs in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was one left on base. All right, bottom of the second inning we go. 5, 6, 7 due up for a pillow in the home half of the second.
Leading off's going to be their DH, Chamberlain McLean.
McLean, good physical looking athlete. Swings it from the left side, as you can see there on your screen. Connor Edge delivers the first pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Pops it up out of play. 0-2 quickly. Here comes the 0-2. Fouls it off. Quincy Pratt, unbelievable athleticism there. He was almost able to catch that in fair territory.
That was close.
Yeah. And that would have been one of the more impressive 2 unassisted you may ever see. So here's 0-2 for the second time. Another breaking ball misses low, 1-2. One-two pitch. That one misses as well, and we're even at 2-2. Fastball just outside. We're full.
I wouldn't think we were going off the plate right there.
Quincy's mitt didn't move very much. Pops it up. Pratt gives a couple of steps, but it's way out of play. Bouncer to short. Charging is Miller. Throw is in time and 1 up. 1 down here in the home half of the second.
Jake, that ball's coming right at me.
Well, maybe it'll wake you up. Coach Turner and I both have struggled with a little bit of laziness this afternoon.
Something got me. Bringing up right fielder Clayton Goss.
Goss swings through a fastball there. 0-1. Fastball outside corner, 0-2. Fastball looks lively today.
Yeah,
This was
definitely a
hit
little
to
jump.
left. Coley and Miller giving chase. Coley will take it. And there's the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Shortstop Easton Harrison coming to the plate.
He had a really good defensive game on Tuesday. Of course, we gave him a lot of opportunities. Takes a fastball there. A little late getting the foot down. That one misses down. We're even. This one's hit to short as well, and the hop between the lip kind of ate Trey up just a bit. According to the scoreboard, that'll be the second error of the day committed by the Chiefs. Personal opinion, it's just the first one.
When Harden comes to the plate, I was about to make a comment in the middle of that play of give him a compliment of his footwork to give a little ground to that ball. I think he saw I was about to do something funny around the lip and just couldn't handle it at the end.
Yeah. First pitch breaking ball misses. Yeah, he read it right off the bat, but it still took that weird hop right there as it exited the grass.
To add to the story, the plot line here, you talked about letting them off the hook with 1 run in the first and things like that, and now it's a 1-0 ball game. Get a cheap runner on base, big strong guy at the plate, wind blowing out. This is how these games stay close and come back to bite you right here.
Pick off throw over. Runner back easily. One breaking ball. And it misses to go to 2-1.
I think you can credit the first base coach with a fake steal right there. Had a little theatrics there.
Edge sets at the belt. 2-1 pitch. Gets in on the hands. Will it go foul? Will it stay fair? It goes foul. And we're 2-2. Strike 3 called, and that'll do it for the Mustangs in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left, 1-0 scores. We move to the top half of the third inning. A couple of housekeeping notes for everybody here. Of course, you've probably seen by now Saturday is the 2025 Cow Patty Bingo. There's also a ring ceremony for last year's championship team. 12 o'clock first pitch for the JV game versus Briarcrest. Do the ring ceremony between games, and the varsity action will kick off around 2 o'clock. Cow Patty Bingo start at 1. Got a lot of activities for the kids as well. Next week's the final week of the regular season. We'll be at home on Monday night against Bio. That will be senior night. The second date of the conference series has been moved to Tuesday next week to accommodate Easter and also the high school division track meet, which will be on Wednesday. And then the Chiefs will have a few days off for prom and Good Friday, and then on Saturday we will return the trip to Briarcrest for our final game of the regular season. So there's a little housekeeping for you. Won't be the last time we'll bring up those schedule changes because we want everybody to be aware. But leading off the top of the third is Trey Miller. Miller 0 for 1 this afternoon with a strikeout. Misses outside and low, 1-0. Fastball. Miller checks his swing. They'll appeal to first, but that's not going to get called, so it's 2-0.
If you're the hitting coach and they call that, what do you do?
You're not still in this baseball game. This was hit well to left center field. It'll get by the left fielder and get all the way to the wall, and that means Miller will get all the way to second, and a leadoff double for Trey Miller. Yeah, if that gets called, you probably are no longer in the ball game, or you're at least confined to the dugout. So Ethan Barnes, who doubled his last time up, which was also his first time up, will swing it now. Low, 1-0. Coach McMahon tells him to be 100%. I think that was a little bit of the problem on Tuesday. A lot of guessing at the plate off a soft lefty. Just wants him to be committed to the swing. And he is committed to that one, and it's hit well to right center field. It'll get down, and another double for Ethan Barnes. We'll see if he elects to send Miller. He will. The throw will not come to the plate, and 2 for 2 for Ethan Barnes with 2 doubles, adding to his team lead in that category. And the Chiefs are now up 2-0. Now Quincy Pratt will stand in. Really just good hitting there. Ball's outside. Barnes, who has power to all fields, just drove it that way. So Pratt was 0 for 1. Has an opportunity. Fastball in there, strike 1.
Be in this spot today down by the dugout. I'd like to give Coach Dez a compliment on his tweeners. It's pretty big time.
It's a look. It is a look. Here's the 0-1. Quincy shakes his head, helps the umpire out. And he's right. Ball 1. One pitch. Goes soft. Quincy pops it up again to the right side. It's in the triangle. It may get down. It does. Pratt hustling out of the box will have a double, and Barnes will get the third. That's what you want to see after some struggles. At Heritage, getting out of the box a couple of weeks ago, it was a point of emphasis, and Quincy will have a double in the box score because he gets out of the box hard. So they're at second and third with no one out for Preston Sowell.
It's about as generous double as you can get right there, huh?
Yeah.
Double in the book.
But I'm not being biased. Even the scoreboard went with it.
Oh no, it's a double.
So Sowell takes a ball low, 1-0.
That was a long way for any Mustang to have to go.
Yeah, their outfield's playing very deep, and that was perfectly placed in the triangle. Here's the 1-0. Sowell wanted it, but holds up. He's now ahead 2-0. Yeah, that exact hit right there cost my dad's team a North Half championship in 1996. They were up 2-1 with runners at second, third, and runner ended up being able to score from second in the bottom of the 7th. That New Hope team went 46-0, or 43-0. It's a Mississippi record that'll never be.
Your dad was the coach of that team?
Well, no, he was a coach at Etowamba. They played them in the North Half.
And Brad Montgomery.
Yep.
Or Brandon. First baseman for New Hope?
That was a couple of years later.
Later, okay.
I think that was in '99. Played them then too. A lot of heartache at my house because of the Trojans.
They've caused me a few.
So they're loaded now for Coley. He hit the ball hard his last time up. Takes the pitch low there, and it's 1-0. And the Chiefs have a big opportunity here in the top of the third. That one also low, so Coley's ahead 2-0. Taking all the way, 3-0. Would assume Coley will be taking again here. And it's called a strike. Pretty generous 3-0 there. And it's ball 4. And it's the third run of the ball game for the Chiefs, and they'll remain loaded for Price. Jack Price reached on a hit by pitch in his debut this afternoon in the box. They'll bring the corners in. Middle will be back with the speedy Price. Fastball called strike 1. Swing and miss there, 0-2.
Pretty healthy cut by Price right there.
If he can shorten up and put one in play here.
Score 1 run.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for Price's AB here in the top of the third. That's the first out of the third. Leland Weldon, who was retired 4-3 his first time up, but was able to get Price over to third with nobody out. Looking to pick up an RBI here. And it's up, 1-0. Coach McMahon telling Sowell to get a little bit more at second. His middle infield not working him. Fastball strike.
Got to score a hit.
Yeah, I mean, they're just conceding, and the pitcher's working out the windup too with Weldon. He believes no threat to bunt. Swings and comes up empty there, 1-2. Foul ball. Weldon able to remain alive. One-two pitch, sky to center. Should be deep enough to score Drumheller. And Sowell will bluff it but not tag, and it will be deep enough to score the run. So 4-0 now, Magnolia Heights on top of Pillow with 2 away. So here's Braden Burford, the 9-hole hitter. This lineup just about to turn over if Burford can deliver here.
Yeah, you commented on it earlier, but their outfield plays really deep.
Sidearm delivery there, and it gets through the right side. Braden Burford with a single. They will send Sowell, beg your pardon, Around third, he will score. Runners will remain at first and second for Prosick. 5-0 now, Chiefs on top. Yeah, you know, it's not as small in the gaps as Starkville is, but that's a lot of how the Volunteers played us last week. They just put their heels on the track, and they only came in for balls. So Cole Prosick, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon, getting his third at bat in the third inning. He has hit in every inning so far. If that streak continues throughout the rest of this game, be a pretty favorable outcome, most likely. Called a strike there. Here's the 0-1. This one's hit well to left field, but not deep enough to do any damage. And Prosick is retired F7. And that'll do it for the Chiefs half of the third, but not before they plate 4 on 3 hits. There were 2 left on base. We've played 2.5. Magnolia Heights 5. Pillow nothing. Home half of the third inning, just about set to get underway. Connor Edge back out for his third inning of work. Pitch misses up. This is the 9-hole hitter, Smith. He fouls it off, and it's 1-1. Fouls this one off too. That would be TOO to go to 1-2.
I think I need a double name. I should have had a double name. Like Matthew Ryan Smith here.
Matthew Ryan takes a good breaking ball there from Edge. And we're going to 2-2. That one misses low, and we're full. He went, but there's...
Yeah, he did.
Oh, and that's that question you asked, and Bruce Branch will let the first base umpire hear it just a bit. He did go,
yes,
but you can't call that from first base.
That was a hard one.
The the head coach from Pilla has informed the first base umpire he doesn't approve, and I'm not real sure I'd be in this baseball game if I was between the white lines.
Yeah, we talk about can't call that, but it really goes back to his partner kind of throwing him under the bus.
Absolutely.
For not calling it from the jump.
Because it was a swing, no doubt. If he'd hit it, it'd have been a double. 0-1 after a called breaking ball there.
Either way, strike three, Ben's Porter back up to the plate.
Edge quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
Seems like you say that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's either been 0-2 or he's fallen all the way, or, you know, the count has been worked to full. He ducks a breaking ball there. We go to 1-2. I was umpiring a game a couple of weeks ago behind the plate. And really good breaking ball, and the kid just, I mean, he ducked it, and the catcher caught it on the outer third. And he just looked up at me and he goes, "That's a strike."
You got me.
Fouled off. Count remains 1-2.
I was watching the game on TV and strike three, takes it, starts walking back to the dugout. Umpire calls it a ball. It's just one of those, everybody there but the umpire knew it. I always like to see those.
Fastball yanked out of the zone. It's 2-2.
That jinxed him.
Yep, now we're on the brink of one of those full counts. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning. The second strikeout for Edge here in the third.
The amount of depth that he has on that breaking ball is pretty impressive. And the sharpness.
No doubt. So with 2 away.
Catcher Brantley counts.
Breaking ball. Backhand by Miller. Throw in plenty of time, and 3 up, 3 down go the Mustangs in the third. We'll be right back with the Chiefs coming to the plate in the top of the 4th. All right, for the second inning in a row, Trey Miller will lead it off for Magnolia Heights. He doubled to left center. His last time up.
We may should have a segment called Coach Dez is fit. He's also got the 3/4 sleeves,
Yeah.
under the BP top, the tweeners. He's got it.
Well, humble brag for him. He did spend time in an SEC dugout.
He did.
He was a part of a national championship organization, so he won't brag on himself. We will.
And I tell you, he's thrown a little, not a big one, but a little shadow of a cast a little doubt on Coach McMahon's success when he goes up and talks to hitters and they hit home runs.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Coach
Miller
Mack,
comes
I
up.
got it. I got it, Coach Mack.
Miller
You stay
comes
over
up empty there on that 2-0. So it's 2-1. They try to double the breaking ball up. Misses low, 3-1. Yeah, it was a swing that'll go down as one of the more memorable moments of this season. And it's a walk to start the fourth. But, yeah, I mean, it can be argued in that game against South Walton that Quincy's go-ahead home run was the third best swing of the inning.
I mean,
from Trey getting it started to Preston shortening up with 2 strikes. I mean, it was a sequence of events for sure.
definitely had some help even getting the opportunity to be there.
Yep.
For sure.
So Ethan Barnes, who is 2 for 2 on the afternoon with 2 doubles, I'm going to assume, I hadn't seen anybody else throwing. I'm going to assume this visit is just to calm everything down, not to make a change. And for once when I assumed, it looks like it's going to be correct.
We talked about it a few times already this year with different teams, different places, but doubleheader tonight, 5-run deficit. Probably don't have a whole lot of pitchers that you can just waste one. So
yeah, and Pilla fighting for, playoff spot. So if they've got any arms to save, you want to either have a chance to win or hold it. Now, if their offense explodes for 3 or 4 in the bottom of this inning, will change your decisions. So Ethan Barnes, step off throw over.
not his best.
Nah, I wouldn't think so. Barnes takes that one low.
The hard-fought game today is happening out there behind the third base dugout.
Yeah, practice football field getting a little wiffle ball action as that ball left the yard over there. They're going to throw over and check Miller here. And another pickoff throw over. I would say they're stalling to get somebody loose in the pen, but there's nobody getting loose in the pen because he's run the same move now twice in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say he flirted with not coming set.
One of our parents, Johnny, on the spot to let the field umpire know he may have missed it. But the guy did give us a check swing when he was way out of position, so we're even as far as questionable calls are concerned. Long look at Miller. And we'll set at the belt. Here comes the 1-1 after a hard hold. And they're going to say he stepped off again. He did not throw. Trey was already standing on the bag before the guy had even fully stepped off. He knew the pick was coming. So here's the 1-1. Called a ball.
I'll tell you, I don't mind anybody throwing to Barnes when they're thinking about somebody else.
Ooh, absolutely not. He's doubled to left and doubled to right center. Here comes the 2-1. And a big healthy cut there, fouled off.
Our dugout going retro cheers from their Little League Snowden days, it sounds like. Love it.
2-2. Not before another pickoff throw over.
Again, I'm not sure the thought. Like I use it to show a slow and maybe sneak a fast one in later, but That's all he's doing. And like you said, there's nobody throwing.
And this one's hit to right center. Center fielder ranges over, as you can see in your screen there. And they'll throw to first to try to get Miller, who was running on the pitch. But Trey back pretty easily. Barnes is retired for the first out of the inning. So here's Quincy Pratt. Yeah, but looks like all that delay may have hurt Ethan more than it did the pitcher. And so chalk that one up to the guy towing the rubber. And here we go once again. That one misses low. Here's the 1-0. 2-0. Runner going here. Pitch is high. Throw down to second. Not in time. So it's a stolen base for Trey Miller. And it is a 3-0 count to Pratt.
We're getting the full repertoire from the dugout today. Well, Jonathan Michael Fleming, Army cadence.
Here's the 3-0. And it is called a ball.
That almost looked like the pitcher's version of a 3-0 take.
Yes.
Like just throw his ball up there and let's go to the next one.
Yeah. So Drumheller will come on to run for Pratt once again. I think the final total on hits for the Pratt family Tuesday night was 8. And Jet only got 1 hit because he only got to hit 1 time in the JV game. So Preston Sowell with 2 on and 1 out. And this one's hit well to center. Back is the center fielder. He's retreating, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Preston Sowell to dead center field. 8-0, your new score. Not the best of home run calls, but it was an absolute no-doubter to center field. And that will bring out Coach Bruce Branch for the second time this inning. So we will be making a call to the bullpen. We'll tell you who the new pillow pitcher is when we come back. Chiefs now lead this one 8-0. All right, Shaw Coley now getting set to swing it with 1 out. And the base is clear after the 3-run homer from Sowell. And the new Pillow pitcher and that's a line shot to short. It's 2 good swings on the afternoon from Coley. The new pitcher for Pillow is number 22, Elliott Flowers. Flowers started this day at third. He now toes the rubber for the Mustangs, who now trail this one 8-0. 2 outs. Price gets jammed. It's over in front of the Chiefs dugout, but will fall innocently to the ground. I thought Pillow had another arm getting loose, but it's actually Edge who's gone over to toss a little bit here as the inning has gone a little long, but that's a good thing. So here's the 0-1. Shows bunt, pulls it back. I'm just going to assume that that was a verbal. I'm not going to say what it was, but Coach Dez let out a verbal for, I think, a drag bunt. And this was hit well to left, retreating as a left fielder. Will it get over his head? It will not. About 2 steps in front of the wall, but Price put a good swing on it. But the Chiefs put up 3 more runs thanks to the blast from Preston Sowell, and will take an 8-0 lead to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, Connor Edge will face 3, 4, 5 of the Pillow order. Fastball called a strike. Good fastball there. Breaking ball a little out in front. Barnes with an error to start the inning. He had to go way over in the 6 hole. I still would argue that's his play, even though
Get everything you can get.
Somebody from the Pillow dugout told him he's not the shortstop. But he can play short, just doesn't have to on this team. So now Elliott Flowers, who is now the pitcher, in the box. And this one's hit well to left. Coley lays out, and he gets by him, and that will probably plate the first run. And instead, they will choose to hold him at third. So that is the second hit this afternoon for the Mustangs. So they're at second, third with nobody out. totally understand not sending him there. You're down a lot. Don't want to waste opportunities, but I think the opportunity to score a run would have been there. Chiefs will elect to remain back on defense. They'll concede the run for the out here in the fourth. Big swing there, fouls it straight back.
Chamberlain McLean, the DH, grounded out to short. His first at bat. Another sharp breaking ball from Edge. It's 0-2. See if we can go ahead and put him away.
Yep, good time to pick up strikeout with runner at third and less than 2 outs. Help your defense. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball tries to go back door, and it's lined back through the box. It will plate one. They'll try to sit. Nope, they'll end up holding him a little late. And they will be on the corners as the Mustangs have a little something cooking here in the fourth. 8-1, your new score.
That's a pretty good swing, barrel line drive right there.
Yeah, kind of left that pitch up.
Now hitting Clayton Goss, Mustang right fielder. Flew out to Shaw Coley in his first at bat.
They're at the corners for Goss. This is up and in, 1-0.
Unless they know something about the runner at first here, I would assume we're throwing him out.
Popped it up. Barnes gives chase in foul territory over the shoulder, and he's unable to make the catch. And Trey Miller picks something up, throws it off the field. It looks like Barnes stepped. It did look like he stepped on something about the time the ball hit his glove, and I don't know what it was, but Trey picked something up and threw it out of play. I don't know if you could see it on your screen there, but I think Barnes would tell you that's 2 plays he should have made this inning. 1-1, fastball outside corner, 1-2. Fouled off. Comes the 1-2. This one's hit sharply to third, and a nice play by Barnes to throw to first to try to double up the runner. Is not successful, but a highlight-worthy play from Barnes, who has struggled this inning. Makes the hardest play. Makes the hardest play of the 3. Cat-like reflexes there.
I tell you, that may have been the most barreled ball out of all of them.
So they'll remain at the corner now with 1 away. Good pitch at the bottom of the zone, but called a ball. See if the Mustangs try to force some action here. Chiefs think something's up as Edge goes with a hard hold and then asks for time, wants to tie his shoe.
I think we had a little flinch out of the runner here at first base, maybe going.
And The runner is going. Throw down is a little high. I thought Cole almost still tagged him on the backside. And the count is now 1-1. So it counts 2-1. The biggest component of that stolen base there is it eliminates the double play, or the conventional double play.
Yep.
2-1 pitch. Sky to right. Price is fighting the sun. Got a late break on it. The throw will come home, but it'll airmail everyone. And that'll be the second run of the inning for Pillow. Had it been on target, I think he's out.
Yeah, he showed a pretty good arm right there.
So 8-2, your new score.
It's going to bring up first baseman Wynn Harden. Struck out in his first at bat. Chance to drive in another run here.
That one misses outside. Swing and a miss. That one misses up. 2-1.
Speaking of doubleheader pitching, still have a comfortable lead so far. Connor Edge been one of our best all year. How long does he go? Does he eat up as many as possible?
I would think so, as long as you can continue to score in the top half of innings. Pillow scores 2 in the bottom half of the fourth. Chiefs will take a 6-run lead to their half of the fifth when we come back. Leland Weldon going to lead us off here in the top of the fifth. And he hits this one sharply to third. Third baseman bobbles it, but is able to regain himself and throw over to retire Weldon 5-3. Brayden Burford singled in his last plate appearance through the right side. He is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Want to know the count? 2-0. Breaking ball. Not giving in to the 9-hole hitter in a 2-0 count. Commendable.
Commendable.
They triple up the breaking ball, and it goes to 3-1.
They have a report on him or what?
Trusting their gut. 3-1 fastball hits sharply to short. Throw over in time. 6-3 on the putout.
And I could be wrong, but I don't remember anybody really putting on a show Tuesday to worry about.
Yeah. Let's check some master scores. Justin Rose, 65 today. Connor Scheffler.
Is that 7 at Augusta?
That would be 7 under in Augusta National. Cole Prosek, 1 for 3. Rory -2, still on the course. That Eagle got Fred Couples under par.
My boy Fred.
Boom, boom. He can play Augusta in his sleep. 1-0. Bouncer, first baseman tries to backhand it. It'll be a race to first, and Cole Prosek will reach on the E3. So a 2-out base runner for the Chiefs.
Can we comment on the weird courses that don't play 72 par?
They're just not traditionalist.
I mean, you trying to be special? What's your thought? What are you trying to do?
71s bother me the most. 70 I can get behind. 71s bother me. Like, you couldn't buy a little more land, or you couldn't, just. So here's Trey Miller. Takes a fastball for a strike. I've actually played a course on the Cape when I was up there one summer that 3 of the par 5s were on the front. It was a par 7, and that throw gets away. Cole will get to at least second. He'll try to get to third. He should be there standing up, showing off that QB speed, and he is. But it was par 72, but 3 of their par 5s were on the front.
3 threes on the back. That's Horn Lake math keeping up right there.
So par 37 on the front. So Trey Miller with a run at third and 2 outs hits this one down the left field line. It's fair, and it's down, and it's an RBI single for Miller. 9-2, your new score.
Big 2-out hit.
So Ethan Barnes, a couple of doubles to his credit, gets an opportunity here in the 5th. Chiefs get one of those back they gave up in the bottom of the 4th.
Maybe see movement from Trey here with 2 outs, trying to get to second. So you pro par 3 or par 5? Which do you prefer?
If you're trying to let the big dog eat, you want the par 5.
Of course.
Breaking ball misses high.
But my bag carries like a mid-size rescue. That's what I got.
Here's the 1-0. Miller is going. Guesses on breaking ball. Should get to second easily. He does. Ball gets in center, but Trey doesn't even try to advance. Mission accomplished. Runner in scoring position for Barnes, who's heading the count 2-0.
Two 2 outs. Runner at second base. Expecting if there is a swing, it's pretty aggressive right here.
Fastball in. 3-0. You know, growing up, I didn't even care about the Masters, but a buddy of mine from college, like, he sat me down one weekend. We were on a road trip. He sat me down Masters weekend on that Friday, and he was like, "You're watching." And 3-0 pitch hits Barnes, so they'll be at first and second with 2 away. But basically, he gave me, first of all, he gave me an unbelievable tongue lashing for not being a huge Masters guy. But then he gave me just the most unreal history lesson. He could name every name of the 18 holes. He could call them by name. He could tell you the shots. He could tell you everything. And since then,
Been hooked.
I've been hooked for going on 16 so years. Runners are going, and it'll be second and third now for the Chiefs as Pratt took that pitch for a ball. Heads up by Quincy, too. He saw the jumps, didn't want to get himself out, so he let Miller take the bag. And Barnes followed suit, 2-0. That one misses outside. Oh, never mind. They called that a strike. Fooled me and the scoreboard here in the park. So now it's 1-2. The scoreboard thinks it's 3-0. Wish they were right. Well, never mind. I missed the pitch too. So now it's 2-2. I just heard our dugout getting on him on that one pitch. Bouncer off the third baseman's glove. That's a double for Pratt, and 2 runs will score because of it. And the Chiefs have gotten the runs back +1. And it's 11-2 now. Sorry. Thanks to that double from Pratt.
I'd like to see us get one more here.
We got a good man up to give you an opportunity.
1-2 out, hit away.
And that hits him. He tried to duck it so he could swing, and it got him on the forearm. Shaw Coley, who's put a couple of good swings on it today, gets the opportunity now. And Coach McMinn is going to go with a pinch runner. Sowell not on the mound today. He'll go with a pinch runner, Robbins. Here, would assume if the spot comes back up, Preston would hit.
You know, we've talked about it before, the old cliche of 2 out RBIs get you to heaven. And, I got to think, good Lord's a baseball fan, huh? It's got to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he made. And they'll pick off, and it gets away. Drumheller will get to third. Great base running by Robbins. He watched it the whole way to see where the throw was going to go. That's very heads up there by Colton Robbins. Yeah, I mean, if the good Lord wasn't a baseball and golf fan, why would he make days like today? Not a cloud in the sky. It's about 74 degrees. Gentle breeze. And there's the gentle way of scoring the 12th run as wild pitch gets away. So it's now 12-2. And Robbins now stands at third base. Coley ahead in the count 1-0.
You know, with no hits to show for it, but you could throw Shaw Coley's name in the hat of who's hit the ball hardest today.
Absolutely. And he does it again, but this one right at the third baseman who bobbles it. It'll be bang-bang at first. Coley's safe, but they'll end up punching him out. Coley beat it by a full step, and we're right in front of it. That's not a bias. We're on this side of our dugout. But the Chiefs end up scoring 4 in the 5th and have taken a 10-run lead here in the back half of this baseball game. Connor Edge will come out to try to shut this one down. We'll be right back with more Chiefs baseball in just a moment. (9-1-2) will come to the plate for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fifth. Quincy Pratt now at third. Ethan Barnes behind the plate.
I think that's Quincy's starting game too.
Yeah, so Chris told me the other day that it's worked out where every starter, which we've used for predominantly all year, every starter, they've been able to miss a start on purpose. So this week would be Preston. They would miss him. And he might throw on Saturday against Briarcrest.
Did we add a game?
We tried.
Okay.
There was a couple of different irons in the fire to get a second game on Saturday, but ends up not going to be able to happen. Now, he did say if something fell in his lap today or tomorrow, we would add it. But as of right now, just the JV varsity on Saturday. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2.
Getting Matthew Ryan Smith, center fielder for the Mustangs. Strike out his first at bat. Well, I hate to hear that. I was planning on challenging R.A. Dickey.
So that was one of the teams. I never looked it up. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled off. So R.A. Dickey's the head coach of a school in Nashville, and wherever they were going, because of the rain from this past weekend, they had some flooding and some damage. They had already canceled the games this weekend, so they were looking for somewhere to go. 2-2, jam job, edge, little PFP, underhand toss for the first out of the inning. But they were looking for a place to go, so what they wanted to do was play us at 11 and then get to Oxford to watch Ole Miss and Tennessee on Saturday. And just weren't able to make it happen logistically, and their administration didn't want to travel that far for just one game. So then we called them back and offered them 2 games with us and Briarcrest, and still unable to make it happen. First pitch swinging there, fouled off just over our heads, 0-1. And then I'm not sure, there was somebody else in the mix for about an hour, and ended up just be us and the Saints on Saturday.
When's the last time you've driven by the Briarcrest campus?
So I was at DeSoto Central. We played football up there. Pitch misses inside, and
It's not terrible.
not terrible. And that was so. Then they later that year announced a $20 million athletic investment, which was going to feature an indoor facility. I think they turfed football, or at least surfaced it. Real good fastball there, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out of the inning. But the financial commitment of those Memphis private schools is a little different than most.
They have some resources, no doubt.
Why not check?
They should check him down.
We should check that. That's up. A ball. I mean, we've already called a lefty out. Here's the 1-0.
Pull
Gets
the
a
old
piece
sword
of it.
out.
So it counts even the ball on a strike. Bouncer to third. Pratt on the run. Throws over in time, and that will do it for game number 1 of this afternoon's doubleheader. Chiefs win it 12-2. We will be back with you in about 30 minutes for game 3 of this series. Chiefs have clinched their 4th consecutive conference series of the year. They did it on 12 runs, 9 hits. They did commit 2 errors. Pillow scored 2 runs on 3 hits. The Mustangs committed a couple errors themselves. So we'll be back with you in about 30 minutes for game number 2 of this afternoon's double header.